So I'm starting to go without space in my shelves, and this is starting to be a problem, and I don't know what to do with my life. Hello beautiful bookworms, my name is Katrina and welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to bring to you a May book haul because it is another month, and another month means another book haul when you have cool people that give you books because they love you. So in this month I have a book haul composed, I believe, of 6 books, in which 4 of them, I believe, are mangas, and then 2 of them are books, like normal books. And so I'm going to start with the manga because it's what I have most, and I will proceed without further ado to show you what books I got in the month of May. So the first book that I got in the month of May is the final volume of Fairy Tale by Hiro Mashima. And of course I can't read this volume yet because I don't have all 63 volumes, but because my boyfriend could get this to me and because I want to make the entire collection, every volume counts. It's 63 volumes, people, and it's not very cheap. So any volume that my boyfriend can get me, I appreciate it. So currently, I do believe that I have maybe 10 volumes or 11 with this one, probably. And they are scattered all around. Like I have 1 through 4, and then I have 7, and then I have 37 and 39 and or something like that. So yeah, I'm just doing this collection slowly. This is basically about magicians' guilds and the power of friendship, and sounding like that, it sounds terrible, but it is one of the greatest mangas I have ever read. I have read the first 4 volumes, but I have watched all of the anime that is out, and I am currently waiting for the last season. And I am going to watch the anime before reading the last volume of the manga, obviously, because I don't have them all and I can't read it. So yeah, I love the anime and I love the manga, and it's one of my favorite things ever, so I had to have it. The second manga that I got is also given to me by my boyfriend, and it is The Promised Neverland Volume 3. So I've talked about this, and I have Volume 1 and 2, which I already read, and I have already read the 3rd volume as well, because I couldn't wait to read this. So this is by Kayu Shirai and Posuka de Misu. I don't know if you say it like that, but I will stay true to myself. And this is basically a story of small little kids that are being created in this orphanage, kind of a farm, and they are being created as food for demons. And so when they find this out, they want to escape, but there's a problem. There are 38 children, and most of them are under the age of 11. So how are they going to escape when the caretakers know everything and where they are and who they are and what they're doing at every moment of every day? And if they don't escape, they'll be food for demons. This is cool. It's not as gory as you would think, and it's not as creepy as you would think. So it's pretty cool if you just enjoy your little thriller-ish kind of thing, but you don't like horror. You should read this. This is pretty good. I also got Tokyo Ghoul Volume 4, which I also already read, and this is by Sui Hishida, and as you probably know if you've been on my channel for any amount of time, I am the biggest fan of Tokyo Ghoul that you would ever meet in your life, probably. And this is a sequel to Tokyo Ghoul, so if you don't know, Tokyo Ghoul is basically the story about this guy named Ken Kaneki, and he's a human in a Tokyo that's filled with ghouls, and ghouls are human-like monsters that feed on human flesh because they can't eat anything else. Unless it's coffee. That they can't because of some reason. And he, through a series of unfortunate events, is transformed into half human, half ghoul, and then it's all of he learning to deal with his powers, he learning to deal with his anger, he being human or ghoul, and are they good, the ghouls? Are the humans better? What, like, you know? And I just love this, and the sequel is just so powerful. But this is something that you shouldn't read if you are squirmish with gore, blood, psychological things, rape, murder, and other unpleasantries, because this one is really strong in that aspect. So if you have a problem with any of these things, don't, okay? Just don't, because this is fairly graphic, okay? And then to finish off with the manga, I got the 2nd volume of Happiness by Shuzu Oshimi, and I have no idea if this person is a boy or a girl, but I love the art that he draws. Like, I love, okay? And this is basically the story of this boy that is attacked one night and transformed into a vampire, and he's now trying to deal with his new life, and at the same time people get murdered or missing, and normal day-to-day life of bullying, I guess. So this is also very strong in the topics of bullying, in the topics of violence, in the topics of dark creatures appearing in the night, and in the topics of human relationships, which are amazingly portrayed in this, let me just tell you. And I do believe that this has more than 6 volumes, but currently I only have 2. I already read this and I am loving it to pieces. So now for the books, like the real books. And I'm sorry it took so long, but I wanted to talk about the manga first because I love manga. So the first book, finally, it is The Book of Dust, Volume 1, La Belle Sauvage. And this is by Philip Pullman. And if you don't know, Philip Pullman was the dude that wrote his Dark Materials trilogy. Like, North Kingdoms or Northern Lights, Subtle Knife, and Amber Spyglass. Also known as the Golden Compass sort of thing, because in America they call it the Golden Compass and the true UK title is Northern Lights. So, kind of confused on that one. But this is the first book in what I believe is going to be a prequel trilogy. And I had to read this because I love his Dark Materials trilogy. I watched the movie, although it wasn't as enjoyable as it should be. I read the books, I believe 3 times each or more, and so yeah, I don't know if I'm going to reread the books before I read this. If I will, I'll probably do it in a readathon or in a vlogish kind of situation so that I can read this after, and if I do, I will tell you my thoughts about all of them together. If I don't, I will just tell you my thoughts about this one. But I love this cover, and I've been wanting this book for such a long time that it was crazy, and I am so happy that I have it now because I am excited. This was my childhood, okay? Well, discard Harry Potter because obviously that was indeed my childhood, but this one was fairly close to it. So I read it basically at the same time. So yeah, I was waiting for this for a long, long time. Like, I'm 22 now, everybody. I was waiting for this for a long, long time. And finally, for one of my most anticipated books ever, and one that actually smells pretty great, may I add. Sorry. It by Stephen King. I finally got this book, and I finally can read this book, and I can read it before the 2nd chapter of the It movie comes out, which is going to be next year. And James McAvoy is going to play a part in that movie. And I'm just, James McAvoy, you know, like, going back to the thing. So this is not the edition that I loved of it. There's an edition that is all completely white, and then it has the words Stephen King, It, in red, and it has the red smile of a clown in it, and that edition is life, okay? But that edition is also fucking expensive. Like, for real, I'm not going to even say freaking, it's fucking expensive, and it costs like, I believe, 18 euros or something. And it goes up and down sometimes, so it has already been 20, now it's 18, it has been 17 already, and it has been 15, but it's really expensive, and this is book depository prices, okay? So imagine in a library it will be already more expensive. And this one is the pocket edition, which means that it's flappy as hell. Like, look at this. And I can bring this anywhere because it's not as heavy as it should be for a 100... The fuck, dude? Huh? 1,376 pages for this edition. And this is not heavy as, like, I can even put it in my head. Oh, Jesus, okay, I cannot put it in my head, but you see what I mean? It's not really heavy, and everyone knows the story of It, like it's about this killer clown that is basically an alien that transforms in your deepest, darkest fear, and he starts killing children. And I do believe that this, like, I never read this, I only watched the first part of the movie, like I haven't even watched the mini-series that gave birth to the movie, the really old one. I've watched only the modern one, but I've wanted to read this ever since. I believe that movie was pretty great, but I will do a review for the movie when I'm going to see chapter 2, because I think that will be funny. And yeah, I just want to read this, and I think that this is like dually timed, like it has a story of the kids while they were kids, and then when they grow up and have to face it again. And My, will I love reading this at night in my bed and just squeaking. And I know that this is fairly controversial. I think the ending was controversial. I think there are parts that a lot of people didn't enjoy, but there are a lot of people that say that this is Stephen King's masterpiece. I don't know if it is. I only read The Shining, Doctor Sleep, and Misery by Stephen King, so I'm lacking in knowledge of Stephen King, but I am so hyped for this. You have no idea. Like, I saw this in the store when my boyfriend went to buy me some books, and I was like, ah! And he said, okay, you want that, don't you? And yeah, I want this, and I want to read this, and I don't care if it's controversial. It's Stephen King. He writes so amazingly well. Like, I really love him writing horror, and he can scare me even if he's like describing a wall if he wants to. So I can't wait to read this and to go watch the second part of the movie with James McAvoy. I can't. So those are all the books that I got in May, and thank you so very much for watching this video. If you like this video, leave a like or subscribe, and if you know any of these books that I talked about, if you've read them, if you're going to read them, if you want to discuss them, non-spoilery please, unless the manga, which I already read. Tell me something in the comments down below. So that's gonna be all for today, and happy readings to you all. Bye! This is mood.